What if the person everyone feared, everyone hated, everyone hunted down and killed, was actually the one who sacrificed the most? This is Mo Dao Zu Shi, Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. A story written by Mo Xiang Tong Xiu that became one of the biggest franchises in Chinese entertainment history. A novel that spawned a manhua, a 3-season Donghua, an audio drama with over 600 million plays, and a live-action drama called The Untamed, starring Xiao Zhan and Wangji, that exploded across Asia and beyond. But before all of that, it was a story about one man, Wei Wuxian, and the price he paid for doing what he believed was right. This is his story, from beginning to end. This is East Inc. Wei Wuxian grew up as the adopted son of the Jiang clan in Yunmeng, one of the 5 great cultivation clans that govern a world where people train to harness spiritual energy. His parents died young, and Jiang Fengmian, the clan leader, took him in and raised him alongside his own children, Jiang Cheng and Jiang Yanli. Wei Wuxian was brilliant, charismatic, a natural talent. And that made Jiang Cheng, the legitimate heir, feel like he was always standing in someone else's shadow. But none of that mattered yet, because Wei Wuxian was about to be sent away to study. At the cloud recesses of the Gusulan clan, a place with over 3,000 rules carved into a stone wall, he met a young man named Wangji. Wangji was everything Wei Wuxian was not. Quiet, disciplined, rigid. He followed every rule without question. Wei Wuxian broke them all for fun. They clashed immediately. And underneath that friction, something neither of them understood was already beginning to form. Their youth didn't last long. The Wen clan of Qishan, the most powerful of the 5 great clans, launched a campaign to dominate the entire cultivation world. Led by Wen Ruohan, they burned the cloud recesses to the ground. They destroyed Lotus Pier, the Jiang clan's home. Wei Wuxian's adoptive parents were killed. The remaining clans united in what became known as the Sunshot Campaign, a desperate war to overthrow the Wen clan. Wei Wuxian fought on the front lines and became a war hero. But the method he used was something no one had ever seen before. Instead of traditional spiritual energy, he wielded resentful energy, the power drawn from the dead. He controlled fierce corpses. He commanded an army of the fallen. They called him the Yiling Patriarch. And while the world celebrated their victory over the Wen clan, they were already beginning to fear the man who helped win it. But no one asked the most important question. Why did Wei Wuxian abandon traditional cultivation in the first place? This is the heart of the entire story. And almost no one knows the truth until the very end. During the Sunshot Campaign, Jiang Cheng was captured by the Wen clan. When Wei Wuxian rescued him, his golden core, the source of all his spiritual power, had been destroyed. For a cultivator, losing your golden core means losing everything. Your strength, your identity, your future. Wei Wuxian made a choice. In secret, he contacted Wen Qing, a Wen clan doctor, and asked her to perform an impossible surgery. He gave his own golden core to Jiang Cheng. The procedure took days. He had to stay awake through all of it because anesthetics would damage the core. When it was over, Jiang Cheng had power again. He would go on to rebuild the Jiang clan and become one of the strongest cultivators alive. And Wei Wuxian had nothing. That is why he turned to demonic cultivation. Not out of ambition. Not out of madness. But because he had given everything he had to his brother and had nothing left. He never told anyone. The war ended. The Wen clan fell. But the aftermath was ugly. The Wen clan's surviving members, civilians, elderly, children, were rounded up and sent to labor camps. They had nothing to do with the war. But the winning clans didn't care. They wanted revenge on the entire bloodline. Wei Wuxian couldn't stand it. He rescued the Wen remnants, including Wen Qing, Wen Ning, a grandmother, and a small child named Wen Yuan. He took them to the Burial Mounds, a cursed land no one else would touch, and built a life for them there. To do this, he cut all ties with the Jiang clan. He gave up his home, his status, his name. The cultivation world saw a madman sheltering enemies. Wei Wuxian saw innocent people who deserved to live. He planted potatoes. He built houses. He raised a child. For a while, it was almost peaceful. But the world doesn't forgive that easily. The turning point came at Nightless City. A confrontation between Wei Wuxian and the cultivation clan spiraled out of control. In the chaos, Jiang Yanli, Wei Wuxian's beloved older sister, the one person who never stopped believing in him, was killed. Something broke inside him. The clans launched the first siege of the Burial Mounds. Hundreds of cultivators descended on the settlement. The Wen remnants were massacred. When Xing and Wen Ning, the people Wei Wuxian had sacrificed everything to protect, were gone. Wei Wuxian died. The Yiling patriarch was dead. And the cultivation world celebrated. Only one person mourned him. Lan Wangji had tried to intervene. He fought against his own clan to reach Wei Wuxian. For that, he received 33 lashes from the discipline whip, scars he would carry for the rest of his life. He never stopped waiting. 13 years passed. A man named Mo Xiang, a rejected member of the Jin clan, abused by his own family, performed a forbidden ritual. He sacrificed his own body to summon a spirit from the dead to take revenge on those who had tormented him. The spirit he summoned was Wei Wuxian. He woke up in a stranger's body. Different face. Different name. But the same mind, the same instincts, the same guilt. He wanted to stay hidden. Start over. Avoid the world that had killed him once already. That plan lasted about 5 minutes. Because almost immediately, he ran into Lan Wangji. Something strange was happening across the cultivation world. A dismembered corpse was appearing piece by piece, a left arm here, a torso there, drawn together by a powerful resentment that no one could explain. Wherever the pieces surfaced, people died. Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji began investigating together. And this time, their dynamic was different. The friction was still there. But so was something deeper, a trust that had been tested by war, death, and 13 years of silence. In Yi City, they uncovered the tragedy of Xiao Xingchen, a blind cultivator who was manipulated by a psychopath named Shui Yang into unknowingly killing his own best friend, Songlan. One of the darkest arcs in the entire story. Every clue pointed in the same direction. Toward someone hiding at the very top of the cultivation world's power structure. Someone who had been manipulating events for over a decade. The trail led to Jin Guangyao. Jin Guangyao was the illegitimate son of the Jin clan leader, born from a prostitute, mocked his entire life, and driven by a desperate need for legitimacy. He climbed to the top through intelligence, charm, and murder. He killed his sworn brother Ne Mingzhui by secretly corrupting his cultivation with a song meant to trigger qi deviation. He murdered his own father. He covered up crimes spanning decades, all while smiling and playing the role of the perfect leader. The final confrontation came at the Guanyin Temple. Every truth was laid bare. Jin Guangyao's web of lies collapsed. But even in his last moments, he remained complex, shielding Lan Shichen from Ne Mingzui's vengeful corpse before dying himself. And then came the revelation that shattered everything. When Ning, the gentle fierce corpse who had stood by Wei Wuxian through it all, turned to Jiang Cheng and told him the truth. The golden core inside your body is not yours. It is Wei Wuxian's. He gave it to you. He gave up everything, and never said a word. Jiang Cheng, who had spent 13 years hating Wei Wuxian, who had believed he was betrayed and abandoned, had been carrying his brother's sacrifice inside him the whole time. The mysteries were solved. The villain was gone. The truth was out. But Mo Dao Zu Shi doesn't end with a battle cry. It ends quietly. Jiang Cheng goes into seclusion, shattered by a truth he can never undo. Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji walk away together, finally free from the weight of a world that never understood them. The boy who broke every rule and the man who followed every one of them, standing side by side. 13 years of waiting. A lifetime of silence. And a love that survived death itself. Mo Dao Zu Shi isn't just a cultivation story. It's a story about what happens when a good person is punished for doing the right thing. About how history is written by the powerful, not the truthful. And about the one person who saw through all of it and never looked away. 113 chapters. 259 chapters of Manhua, 35 episodes of Donghua, 50 episodes of The Untamed, 600 million audio drama plays. And it all started with one question. What if the villain was never the villain at all? If this is your first time hearing about Mo Dao Zu Shi, welcome. You have a lot of reading ahead of you. This has been East Inc.